Jai Guruji, Shukrana Guruji ka, and especially Shukrana Guruji ka for introducing me to this lovely Sangat ji. Jai Guruji to this lovely Sangat. I think from the first day that I've come here, every step of the way has been a learning experience for me, and moving forward, I'm always thinking what's next, what am I going to learn next. Before I start my story, I have to tell you something very interesting that happened this morning. आज सुबह गुरुजी ने सुबह 3 बजे से मुझे जगा के रखा है, so I hope गुरुजी I don't stumble and fall right now. आप प्लीज संभाल लेना. 3 o'clock I had this dream that आज you have to share your satsang today, share your story with everybody. And I said, Guruji, that's not possible. I can't do public speaking. That's not me. That's not going to happen. I'm very nervous in front of people. He said, दिन भर तो बोलती रहती है, so this should be easy for you. And it's funny because through this time I saw Seema Aunty there. He said, practice run kar lo yahan pe. So in fact I saw myself talking to Seema Aunty in my dream, and I saw that I was telling her, just narrating my whole experience, what has been happening in the last few months. And then I came in here and I rushed towards her today and I said, I have to share all this with you, what has been going on in the last few months, and how blessed I feel that all this has happened to me. It has happened for a reason. And going back, I think I was introduced to Guruji early last year, by a very, very dear family friend of ours. He's Manish Uncle, he's from Meerut. So thank you so much, Guruji, for bringing Manish Uncle into our lives, and thank you to Manish Uncle for bringing me to Guruji's ashram. I hope, Guruji, you can bless him and bless his family wherever he is. Thank you so much. He has changed my life in so many ways I can't even describe. The last few months, ever since I've been here, I remember once Aunty asked me, "Ki aap apna satsang share karo," and I said, Aunty, I wasn't sure. What should I share? I've just started this process. I felt very raw. I felt very new to everything. सबके सत्संग में बहुत enjoy करती थी. I used to love the peace, the lovely chai prasad, the lovely langar prasad. It was amazing. Everything was so good. But I had nothing to share, and I just felt that I still have something to learn. There's something Guruji wants to show me, but I don't know what it is. And there were no answers coming back, and I just kept saying, Guruji, aap batana, what is it that you want me to see? What is it that you want me to learn? My last few months, I think it was about October, November, I had some medical issues. My health kind of fell apart really badly. Luckily that time Seema Aunty gave me a lota. She said, Rose, isme pani bharo, jab puja karoge, then have this every day, use it. This works wonders. And I blindly did whatever I was asked to do, religiously did it. And during that time what happened was that things fell apart so rapidly that the doctors were not giving me a date. I was told that I need the surgery, and my parents said, okay, we'll come here and we'll get it done. But something felt very uncomfortable, and one night I just gave up and I said, Guruji, just help me, I don't know what to do. The next morning, because I have a young son at home, and I thought, 8 mahina, how am I going to leave him alone? And the next morning my son comes and tells me, he says, Mom, I think आपको India जाना चाहिए. आप वहीं surgery कराओ और सब कुछ अच्छे से हो जाएगा. Don't worry about anything. I'll be fine here. I said, it's 1 month. How am I going to leave you alone? He said, don't worry about it. Everything's going to be fine. Just go. उसी दिन मैंने tickets book की, and I just thought that, okay, now I have left it to Guruji's hands, and Guruji will take care of this. Jaise taise, somehow, with all the pain and everything that I was going through, I reached India, I reached Delhi, and somehow I had this feeling that something is happening and I should just let it happen, just go with the flow, don't try to fight this feeling. As soon as I reached, the first thing I told my father is, I said, I want to go to Guruji's ashram. And he said, Jayenge, koi baat nahi, one of these days we'll go, let's get this thing taken care of. Within a few days, everything got organized. It was amazing. I had to do nothing. Everything was done. I went to a really good hospital. I got my surgery done. It was a long procedure, and it was amazing because the doctor said that if you had come even a few days late, it could have become worse. Things could have been really bad. Anything could have happened. And the first thing that came out of my head was Jai Guruji. Thank you for sending me here. And I recovered so fast. I recovered so well. The amazing thing was that for the first time I realized, as soon as I got out of my surgery, I remember that night I saw my mother sleeping right next to me, very uncomfortable on a little sofa. My family outside, everybody worried, and I'm thinking, ये लोग इतनी चिंता क्यों कर रहे हैं? मैं तो ठीक हूँ, everything is fine. And few hours ago, I was in so much pain, and I was thinking, कैसे होगा, क्या होगा? And suddenly it was as if nothing had happened to me. Everything was fine. And I come out of it saying, thank you, Guruji. This is amazing. And suddenly I'm realizing this. My first lesson out of all this was that I sort of took my family for granted. I thought, they are there, they'll take care of me, sab theek hai. And when I saw my mother there, I saw my father, I saw my uncle and aunts and all waiting outside for me. I thought, wow, I'm seeing them in a different light today. I'm seeing that they've always been there for me. Now maybe I need to be there for them. That was the first thing I picked up. The second thing was the way that my son handled everything here. I was amazed that he stayed away from me. He had no problems. He maintained everything. He maintained the school. Everything was going so well. But there was this nagging feeling in my head. I want to see Guruji's temple, and I kept telling my dad. And he was already a little worked up because he said, "Kya raat ko 10 baje tak kahan ghumti rehti hai, kitni der se aati hai wapas Thursday ko," and he was very uncomfortable with that. Acha koi baat nahi, main mandir le jaunga. I don't think he really knew what I was talking about, and when I went to see Guruji's temple with him on a Monday morning, I'd almost given up. I thought, ye nahi le jayenge, mujhe akele jana padega. And I kind of left it to Guruji, ki Guruji aapki marzi hai, jab aap le jana chaho temple, but he has to come with me. And we go on a Monday morning to the temple just before I have to come back. And as soon as I enter the temple, I had this amazing feeling as if somebody had sprayed roses on me. And I just, for the first time, I felt, wow, this is great. This is amazing. And I'm looking around, seeing sab line mein khade hain, main bhi chalti ja rahi hu, and my dad is behind me, and he has no clue. And then as soon as we go inside, I see his face, and unki aankhein numb hai, wo keh rahe hain, ये तो मुझे कहाँ लेके आ गई? This is amazing. This feels so different. And उन्होंने चाय प्रसाद लिया, वो थोड़ी देर बैठे वहाँ पे. He enjoyed the whole thing so much. The next thing he says, I have to bring him home here. And I said, Jai Guruji, wow, this is great. I mean, you made a believer out of somebody who was pulling my leg all the time. कि कहाँ घूमती रहती ये वो, and then he says, no, you must go. So every Thursday and Sunday morning he calls me and says, आज आश्रम गई. So Jai Guruji for that. Thank you for that. I think through this whole experience, basically what I've understood is that first thing Guruji gave me is a lot of patience, faith, things we take for granted. And what Guruji does in his own time is in own time. He gives us what we need, not necessarily what we want. I've heard this millions of times with most of the satsangs that I've heard here. But this was the first time I took this point home that I may be asking for a lot of things, but Guruji will give me only as needed and at his time. And the second thing was that that all that's happening, the ups and downs that happen to all of us, the good and the bad, the pain and suffering, whatever we go through, this is all just, it's like what they say, the Hindi word for is mithya. It's just a myth, it's just there. The reality in this whole thing is him. He's the one who is creating this. He wants us to learn and move on. He wants to show us something. We just have to be patient and go through with it. So that's what I wanted to share with all of you. Thank you so much for this chance, Guruji. Thank you so much. And thank you for showering your blessings on me, my family. And thank you for introducing me to this lovely Sangat. And I hope you can bless this Sangat the same way that you blessed all of us. Jai Guruji.